Hello, world. What is up? Welcome to Build. And I'm your host, Matt Forte, and we're here live at the Build Studio in New York City. Now, you know and love our next guest as Brad from Happy Endings, and of course, Coach from New Girl. But his latest show, Happy Together, just premiered this past Monday on CBS, and it is fantastic. It asks the question, what happens when one of the biggest music superstars in the world one day decides he wants to live in his accountant's attic? And I know, as crazy as that setup sounds, I couldn't believe how much I was connecting with the nuances of this story and this couple. Dude, it's funny, it's real, it's really good. And a lot of that is because of this cast. So I am pumped because joining me here, just a few short moments, star of Happy Together, the great Damon Wayans Jr. is in the house. How about that, people, huh? How about that? It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Now, we're going to bring him out in just a second, but first, I believe we have a quick peek at the show, so let's go ahead and, ladies and gentlemen, make a ridiculous amount of noise. Damon Wayans Jr. right here. Do it up.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Sir, congratulations on this ridiculously funny show. I got a chance to see the first couple of episodes. My wife and I, we absolutely loved it. Connected maybe a little too much.
Right?
But loved it. I want to get into it, but first and foremost, as I love to start the show, because I do have a couple of minutes here, how are you? How is Damon Wayans Jr. doing?
How is Damon Wayans Jr.? Damon Wayans Jr. is tired.
Fair enough. That is.
But happy. You know, so yeah, I'll take being a little tired to be a little happy.
Absolutely, man. Yeah. A big premiere was on.
How are you doing?
How
about that?
That doesn't. Wow. Honestly, a little tired. A little tired as well. Yeah. It's the nature of the beast.
It's the nature of the beast, but it's good to be working.
Exactly.
You know, you got to be thankful.
These are great problems. It's good that we're tired.
Absolutely. We're tired for a good reason.
Precisely.
Absolutely.
One would even say that perhaps we're happy together.
What did you just do?
I don't know.
Come on, man.
I don't know. Maybe it's too early for one of those.
Got a gift.
It's too early for one. Oh, thank you, sir. you. All right. That was a lot of fun. The big premiere was Monday. Of course, the world's finally getting to see this show. The response has been great, man. How do you feel about it? How people getting to see it, people responding, connecting to it the way that I have? How's that been for you to watch on this side?
I like it, man. I like. You know, it is a. If you didn't know that the show was loosely inspired by actual events, you'd think it was kind of a contrived concept, but that's what drew me to it was when I met with Ben Winston and he told me that this kind of actually happened to him. Yeah. Harry Styles stayed with him for like what was supposed to be 2 weeks, wound up being 2 years. Stayed up in his attic and stuff. So. Imagine being like a huge star like that and then going, I gotta go home to my attic.
I actually think about it from the other side of the couple at like so it was 18 months. So at like the 17th month mark of like, are you going to talk to Harry?
Yes.
I'm not going to talk to Harry. You're not going to talk to
You talk to Harry.
You talk to Harry. I'm not going to tell him he's got to leave.
You guys want to talk to me? Like,
it's like in the doorway.
No.
He's on the steps. He heard everything.
Yeah.
We love having you here. It's so nice having you.
Love it. You love 18 months. That's it.
Yeah, it's all. You sure?
Stay.
We always wanted an 18-year-old British child that we never had. We wanted that. And this is a great way to do that.
Yeah. You know, I think it's refreshing. You know, we live in an intense world right now, and I think it's cool to be able to kind of like tune out and just watch some show that you really like the characters and you want to see this kind of unorthodox family like grow together. Yeah. And because it's not really about like, you know, there's shows about politics, there's shows about race, there's shows about all that. And I think they all serve a purpose, but sometimes you need to unwind. You need to just laugh. For
sure. And, you know, it's funny. You're right. I had no idea going in that it was based. Until I was doing my research, I found out that this actually, a similar scenario happened. Right. But the show isn't even about that, you know? It's not. It's not.
So once you get past the pilot, which just sets it up, and you just get to, you know, see these people enjoying each other's company. I love that. Exactly.
And like it got real meta real fast. Me and my wife were like curled up on the couch watching a show that opened with a couple curled up on the couch watching a show, and we were like, oh shit. We were like, okay, let's see how much this is us. And like it was just so funny to see because I feel like we're navigating that part of our lives right now. You know, early 30s, recently married, trying to like figuring all that stuff out in our friends. And like you got the friends that are married and the friends that aren't married. And then you got the friends that have the kids and the friends that don't have the kids yet. There's all these different avenues that everybody is that something that you find yourself navigating too? And so that resonated with you when you read this? Like,
I feel like what resonated with me was the fact that this. Well, first of all, yes, you know, to answer your question, but also the fact that this couple actually enjoy each other's company. Yeah. You know, you don't really see that too much on television. Everybody's putting up with each other or just sticking around for the kids, or you know what I mean. It's like it's refreshing to see a happily married couple, and then this pop star comes in and just amplifies the happiness. I think it's really cool. You know, playing a character that every episode tries to find a way to be better for his significant other. I think that was awesome.
And that's the fun thing too, is that he comes in and he amplifies the happiness.
Yeah.
He doesn't disrupt or create like, you know, any life-altering tension within the happiness.
Right.
And that's why this show has just been so much fun for us to watch. It's just like, it really is a joy to sit back and watch these people.
You saw 3 episodes?
2.5. I hadn't finished the third one.
I've seen just the pilot.
Have you serious?
Yeah, you've seen more than me.
Well,
that's awesome.
I told him I'm going to make a pun about 30 seconds in about the title, so I need to have
you
all
crushed
the...
it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
it.
well, I do my homework.
Like in a real way, you crushed it.
Thank you, sir. I sincerely appreciate that. But yeah, you know, I'm curious. So we already know the setup is kind of ripped from real life. Since this is a kind of moment in time that you're connecting with as well, were you pulling anything from your life experience and putting it into the show? Like the answering machine thing that's in the pilot is pretty funny as well. But just is there anything there that you were like, this happened to me?
It's interesting that you brought up the answering machine thing. That was just that was a pitch from me. I like pitched it to them, and then they went just for one scene, and then they put it in the tag as well. And yeah, it's very collaborative over there. So yeah, that was an idea of mine. It wasn't really something that I took from my personal life, but I do put a lot of how my character feels about my wife in the show. I pull that from my actual relationship. I'm like crazy about my wife. I think she's awesome, and we have a lot of fun together. So
yeah, I'll hope for applause for that for sure. There was. Did you catch too? There was like a chorus of "oh," like the little noise, like reverberated through the room. It was really sweet. What's your okay? So let's play with that for a second, since we know they love it. Let's pander here. My wife and I, we recently just found this place nearby. So we live in Westchester. We found a place in Connecticut. It's a true, honest to God, mom and pop video rental shop.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, and because we've been longing for the days of Blockbuster. We're on a Friday night. You didn't know what to do, so what'd you do? You went and walked around. You looked at all the art. You found something. We found a place to do that. So like our new favorite, like I'm getting too old for this shit thing to do on a Friday, is we rent a movie, we get a big pizza, we go home, we have a great night.
I love that.
What's your ideal? I'm in my 30s. I don't want to go out night.
Okay, first of all, I just got into intense is a big word. I got into a funny discussion about the fact that I still buy DVDs. Like I still love to buy DVDs, and my friend was like, "How? Like how do you even like?" I was like, "I have an old computer that's like from like 2010, and it still has a little thing you can put the DVD in. So I buy DVDs, and so my wife and I, we just watch movies on my old computer together.
So yeah. There's something about it. And to be clear,
she makes popcorn and she puts like a Parmesan cheese on it, so it's kind of stinky.
Yeah,
but like in a good way.
Here, do a little truffle oil.
Yeah, a little. I mean, if it's there,
it's rude not to.
Yeah, it's rude not to. You gotta spoil your popcorn. You know what I mean?
Which in turn spoil yourself.
Spoil yourself.
Yeah, it's really what you're doing.
Yeah.
To be clear too, and to clarify, you're not Blu-rays, DVDs.
Literal digital. Yeah.
Digital video discs.
Video discs. Yeah, I think so. I don't know. They're like.
Anybody know that? Anybody know DVD?
Anybody remember laser discs?
You remember laser discs?
You still have a laser disc player? Get out of here! I'm coming over.
I'll bring the truffle oil.
Wait a minute, hold on. You know that's
popcorn.
Okay, it's a double meaning. You know.
Oh no, I know.
Truffle oils. Lil Wayne made that mean two things.
I thought that was butter. Truffle.
No, I mean,
Well, I don't know.
come on, man. You don't know what truffle the other meaning?
I thought it was truffle butter. I thought
There's truffle butter, and then there's
truffle oil.
Okay, yeah, okay, you're right.
Right?
Yeah.
It's two. Okay.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Should we? I'm gonna bring all the truffle condiments. just every assorted truffle element will be on hand.
Please do.
All right. So the show. The other thing that's great is not just the chemistry between you and your wife on the show, but like all three of you are great together. Did that take time for you guys to find? Was there a long casting process? Did it happen right away?
I think they found me first. I think, right?
Yeah.
Right?
No.
You found me first. And after that, I think they were having a hard time finding the right Cooper James, the right Felix Mallard, and then they found him, and he was just like perfect. And then I don't know the process to get him on, but I know he came on quick. And then Amber, when I heard Amber was in the mix of potentially playing my wife, because she was already doing some other show, I think Ghosted on Fox. Yep, she's on Ghosted. And so they didn't know if she was going to be available, so she second positioned this. And we had a chemistry read, and I already knew it was going to be great because I had worked with her before on New Girl. She did an episode of New Girl, and so we stayed in contact. So when I found out that she was potentially going to do it, I was like, I love Amber. We got to have her. Got to do it. And it worked out.
I was going through the old IMDb, looking at your list. Were you actively seeking out a multicam in a project like this, or was it just something that all the pieces fell together?
I really was seeking out quality. You know, I wanted something that was fun. I also wanted something that was had a pretty flexible schedule, and this was kind of it. And I always loved multicam. Do people know what multicam? The difference between multicam and
we got a pretty savvy audience. I think people.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
I've seen some smiles and
super
nods.
smart. Yeah,
they knew about the truffle stuff.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, they corrected me on that. You guys all corrected me on that. But you knew what I was talking about, right?
We were all right in a way.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we're all right. But yeah, I love the idea of having a live audience and that instant gratification or judgment if it didn't work. And you're just like, okay, we got to rewrite this. And you know, that was really appealing to me because I do stand up, and so it felt kind of like it's kind of like doing stand up, but like not using your own words. So.
Yeah, when was it? So, how active have you been with the stand up side? Have you been doing that in between the other gigs and whatnot?
Yeah.
So
I usually I'm usually doing a lot of stand up during the summers. Yeah. Like from like March through August, I do a lot of stand up, and then I kind of like I do it locally when I'm working.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
A lot of the things are like I was looking for easy schedule. I do the stand up locally. You've got it figured out. Like
I mean, you got to, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I have like buddies who like Chris D'Elia, like when he was doing I forgot what show he was doing, but he was doing a multicam. Yeah. But he was still getting up like every weekend and going places. I was like, man, I gotta step my game up because like I used to because we were shooting. I think I was shooting Happy Endings while he was shooting his show, and I wouldn't do any stand up, and this guy was still like killing it on stages. I'm like, I gotta step my game up.
Did you? I would be remiss not to at least talk about stepping up your game, the work ethic. You come from the Wayans dynasty. Yeah. You were brought up.
A lot of black dudes that look like me.
Yeah. That's one of the things you're known for. Yeah. That's one of the things.
Yeah. You look like a lot of black dudes. Tell me about it.
In the pitch for Do We Want to Book You, is like, you look like a lot.
It looks like a lot of black dudes.
But anytime we've had any Wayans in here, I think a consistent through line has been just like a ridiculous work ethic. And like everybody really gives it 110%. You grew up around that. Right. And I'm wondering what that was like at a young age, being surrounded by all these super talented men and women working that hard all the time.
Yeah, I think it's just, it comes down to learned behavior. You know, you see them, doing their thing, or they come around, they're funny, but then they leave and they're working for months on end. It's you just learn it, and they don't necessarily like go, here's how to do it. They just show by example, and if you want to follow that, then and so be it, you know?
Well, that's the thing that was interesting, too, is I saw, like, and I think you still draw, you still sketch, right?
Yeah,
But, like, your early passion, from what I can tell, from what I was reading, was that you were really into art, really into drawing and whatnot. Still am.
Yeah.
And when did getting in front of the camera and performing, was it all at once, or did that happen over time? Like, because I could see, like, as a young person being like, everyone in my family's doing this thing over here. I want to do this thing. Right,
yeah.
So, like, when did that shift, or not evolve?
I mean, so my first gig in the industry was a PA, of course, right? And then while I was a PA, like in between like runs, I would like pitch jokes to my dad. It was on My Wife and Kids. So I'd pitch him jokes while he was shooting, and he liked it. And so I wound up like kind of graduating to a punch-up writer, which is somebody who's just like on the sidelines and in between takes, they pitch jokes. Like that's their job, that's what they get paid to do. And so I fell in love with that. And then from that, I started writing, and then I started stand-up, then I started acting. So it all like led to, and I think the writing is the most powerful part, right? Because writing is like, you know how to look out for good projects, you know how to write. So if you don't get projects, you can create them. I think it's kind of the backbone of everything that I do.
You sort of at that point like can take ownership of your own destiny.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah.
I mean, you kind of have to.
To that end, because I'm getting the signal, we got to go to the audience in a minute, but another thing I really wanted to ask you about, it must have been, as someone who was passionate about art, still draws all that stuff, it must have been a dream gig to get a voice in a Disney movie, man,
my God.
and be Wasabi.
Heck
and
yeah,
be able to do that. Did you take advantage of that time and, like, as many times as you could, go see the set, see the artists, see the animators, like, doing their thing, and, like, try to get behind the scenes at all?
I mean, they're pretty like
it's a tight ship.
Secretive there. Yeah, so they let you in and you see what you can see while you're working, and then they kick you out. But I saw as much as I could see, and they were super, all the creators were so nice and so accommodating. They used to, they would help me. They would like have these cameras in my face so they could like take video of my facial expressions to put on the Wasabi character. And it was just great. Like in that it won an Oscar, and they invited me to the Oscars to see it win. I didn't know it was gonna win, but they're so nice that they would like invite me. It's like they didn't have to invite the voice actors to get an Oscar for a movie.
Are there any like secret like Disneyland, Disney World park perks that you get now? You're like you're Wasabi when you walk in.
No, I don't. No, I wanted that, and I remember like paying one time, like going, bro, I'm Wasabi.
Was it Happy Endings on ABC?
Yes, man. Yeah, 2 times, and they're just like, that'll be everything in your wallet, please. I'm like, all right. Classic Disney.
They don't even do a number anymore. They literally ask for everything, just whatever you have.
Everything in your wallet. yeah, whatever you got. Your shoes and socks.
Exactly. Whatever you have. Still not enough, but we'll take it. We'll take it. Yeah. All right, we've got some questions in the audience. Let's get to that. We've got microphones all over the room. We'll start right here, right up front.
Hi.
Hello, young lady.
First of all, it was great, pilot. Can't wait for next Monday.
Oh, thank you.
But I wanted to ask, what was the biggest difference between shooting this show and shooting New Girl?
Zoe's not in it. Which makes me sad. But I think the biggest difference is the audience. Also the hours. We don't shoot as many hours as because single cam. It's like they have to get they'll get your angle and then they'll turn and get my angle. Whereas multicam, there's like 4 cameras that just get everything really fast. It's a quicker pace. I think that those are probably the biggest differences, but it's almost just as fun as New Girl. There's a lot of goofy guys on New Girl that I'm like still buddies with, so I miss those guys. I miss the relationships of New Girl, but I definitely like all the new ones that I'm having on this show as well. Yeah.
There were moments on New Girl where you could tell that the editor had gotten to the very last frame they could get before you guys broke and were destroyed.
Yeah.
Is there any particular? This is one of those questions you get all the time, but is there a moment or a memory you have of just where you guys could not get it together? It was too much.
Man, it happened so often that.
It did.
It's so hard, especially when it's all of us together in the scenes, because you get slap happy because there's like 6, 7 people in the and so like saying the same thing over and over again, you're just like eventually you're like screw it, and you just start saying stuff that's goofy, or like you're off camera saying it to somebody just to try and make them break on camera. So it's so, you know what I mean, like Lamorne always tried to make me laugh. Jake always cracked me up. Max, they're great guys. Yeah.
It was, I think for everyone, it was such a moment of joy when you showed up in that final season for that Ferguson episode and you came through. Must have been nice to see everybody again get back on.
I mean, I write with Jake all the time, and I you know, we have like an ongoing, what is that, group text? Yeah. All of us still, so it's like.
That's what you want to
get. Yeah, like every 3 days somebody starts some shit, and.
What was the last thing in the group text?
Last thing in the group text. Oh, I was wearing these white loafers the other day, and Max was like, we were doing press together, and he took a video of it. Like he went from like down here to my face, and then and he just started busting up laughing. He sent in the group text, and they just obliterated me.
I'm sure they look great, but for some reason, white loafers are inherently funny.
Yeah, white loafers on a younger dude is just like, it needs to be like on an older, like, Middle Eastern guy. You know what I mean? But just like me, my little loafers and my little gold buckle, they're just like, you're spending your CBS money weird. That's where
that CBS money's going.
Yeah.
How many more we got? We got a couple more, 2 more. All right, next one's going to be right here. Come on down. You got a microphone. Come right over here. Yeah.
Hey, well, yes, my name is Neil Baptiste. I'm a
What's up, man?
16-year-old producer from Brooklyn.
Heck yeah, man. That's awesome, man.
And I just wanted to know, what do shows like this, how do they play a role in inspiring young people to get into film and cinema? Also, this show kind of reminds me of Kenan and Kel. Is that merely a coincidence?
Kenan and Kel. Wow, Kenan and Kel. Wow.
It's just the way the characters
Does a 16-year-old producer know about Kenan and Kel?
Kenan and Kel?
Yeah.
You done your research.
Yeah.
I'm kind of old compared to other teens, so.
Oh, yeah. Got that old mind. You've been here before, huh? I like that. I mean, I don't really know how it... I think just making, like, quality, entertainment characters that you grow to love, I think that kind of helps inspire inspire somebody to write. You know, you want to have three-dimensional characters that you love, that you fall in love with. You know, that's why people tuned into Friends every day. Mm-hmm. You know, like nobody was a straight guy on that show. Everybody had their own quirks, and I think that kind of helps shape multicam, forever after that, right? Yeah. I think so.
100%.
Yeah. And then the Kenan and Kel thing. Yes. To answer your question.
That's been the guiding light in the writer's room.
Yes, they were like, what would Kenan and Kel do? And then they...
Exclusively orange soda served at the craft table. Just
orange soda. I do stand up with him sometimes. Like we work out in the same places. So it's fun.
It's funny because we get a lot of Kenan, because SNL, but we don't get a lot of Kel in our lives. You can find it if you look for it. You can get some Kel.
Yeah, you can get some Kel.
You can't, not as much as like Kenan's like right there. I can go down.
Yeah,
Kenan's ready to go.
Walk down the street. Kenan's right there. Yeah.
He's outside right now.
Yeah, he is.
But that's crazy. I didn't realize you guys were working out in the same area, you and Kel.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
Thank you for that wonderful question.
Thank you, bud.
I got one more. We're gonna do one more right here from our green couch.
Hi, how are you?
Hello.
Coming from such a talented and successful family, do you have support, and do you feel obligated, if you will, to be as successful as your dad or family members?
I always feel the love, like my family they're very, if they know that this is like the road you want to go down, they are very supportive. Nobody's like, you can't do this. But you definitely have, you want to put your best foot forward. You don't want to be shitty. You don't want to be like the guy that's the sucky one.
That person.
That's all. I feel like that's all ego. So I just personally take it as like I'm happy to work, and I'll take what comes to me and cherish it. And I feel like because I don't take myself too seriously, you know, the universe gives me stuff.
Like them white loafers.
Yeah, man, like the white, the white loafers, and I had some weird socks on too. Like, yeah, there was like little strawberries on.
It's funny. You don't have to name names, but is there a sucky one in the family? Like when the family talks, like you don't want to be like Uncle such and such. Like you don't want to.
Yeah.
It's family.
Yeah,
it's family.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen.
It's family. There is one. There was one that like tries to chime in. And you're like, all right. I'm not spilling. No,
I wouldn't ask. There's a line, and I wouldn't ask you to cross it. Oh my goodness, guys! I'm so sorry we're out of time, but we are. This has been fantastic. I hope you have fun with us.
I
man.
love this. You guys are awesome.
Thank you
guys
so
truly,
much,
yeah.
man. Yeah, and keep it going. So Mondays on CBS, Happy Together. You saw the pilot. Keep watching. It just gets better and better. It's such a good show. Congratulations again, Damon Wayans Jr. Everybody, make some noise, please, please.